Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. Today we're talking about Solana. What is happening? It's pulling back in price. We're going to fill you in on all the latest updates. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit that subscribe button as well, smash that bell notification icon, and don't forget to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below this video in the description. Grab it down below when you can, and let's talk about Solana. So Solana has been dragged through the mud over the past week or two, especially in the immediate aftermath of all this hysteria around the Libra token and the antics around Javier Milei, the president of Argentina, essentially shilling the Libra meme coin, and then seeing a pretty significant rug pull happening in the immediate aftermath of the launch of the token. If we open up Dex Screener right now very quickly and we look for the Libra token here, the chart does not paint a very pretty picture. Let's price it in USDC. Jumping in here, looking at this on a 4-hour chart, we're seeing obviously a pretty significant run up in price here before a complete rug and pull back down. If we're looking at it in market cap terms, you can see that it went all the way up to about $1.2 billion in market cap before completely selling off and dumping all the way back down to about 44 million. So again, a lot of people not happy with what happened here with the Libra token and this complete rug pull, pump and dump scenario. And again, Javier Milei getting a lot of stick for all of this happening in the past week or two. And as a result of that, I think what you're seeing is a lot of people talking about Solana, dragging it through the mud as this chain that is essentially associated with these types of scams and rug pulls. And, we can't deny the truth. We can't deny what happened here with Javier Milei and with the Libra token, but there is a very good reason why a lot of these meme coins, AI agents, and all these tokens are actually using Solana. And the reason for that is because Solana is essentially the most cost-efficient and scalable blockchain that is creating the least amount of friction for being able to launch new projects and tokens. And when you have innovation possible on a chain like Solana, you're going to see it getting used for both good and bad actors. And again, you can argue to whatever extent you want about stuff happening with Libra and many of the other meme coins and rug pulls that are happening on Solana and many, many other chains. But the reason they're using Solana in the first place is because it is so cost efficient and scalable. You're not going to run into those network issues and transaction issues when you're trying to launch a project or a token that you truly want to scale with millions, if not tens of millions, or even hundreds of millions of users. So that is the reason a lot of these projects are using Solana in the first place, but that has been having a pretty big effect on the Solana price with how it's been dragged through the mud over the past week or two. And again, we did see Solana with a huge run up in price here. This run up in the middle of January was largely attributed to the Trump token launch. You saw huge amounts of volume happening on chain from Solana, and you saw Solana's price per token getting as high as $295 per token. That wick up was very short lasted, but sustaining price levels between 240 and 260 here for the period of a solid 7 to 10 days was very nice price action for Solana. Unfortunately, this kind of double top here didn't last very long, and we had a price moving back down as a result over the past 2 to 3 weeks. So really since the end of January, as we moved into February, price action for Solana kept moving towards the downside. And then over the past week or 10 days, we've seen Solana breaking even lower below this $180 level of support, where it was lining up nicely with the 200-day simple moving average on the chart here. As you can see, we broke even lower, and critically, we also broke below this particular trend, which is a trend line going all the way back to Q4 of 2023. So again, not looking fantastic strictly from a technical perspective, but if you ask me, I don't think there's anything that has fundamentally changed with Solana and the blockchain itself. Again, it is extremely cost efficient. It is extremely scalable. It can handle hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. And that's the reason why so many projects are choosing to launch on Solana this cycle. It has the robustness and scalability that many other layer 1 blockchains like Ethereum just don't have. So again, you're not having the issue on Solana of all of these layer 2 solutions necessary to make it scalable. The native chain itself is inherently extremely scalable, extremely efficient from a transaction processing perspective, but also from a cost efficiency perspective. So again, short term, not looking the best. If we draw in a bit of support here, potentially coming in around 157, we've obviously broken below the 200-day. We broke below this long-term trend, and we even came back up to retest it, and you can see we got rejected, and we've come back down to $173. Now, the other thing that happened here to essentially reject us from this trend and getting back above it was the Bybit hack. We had in the past week or so as well news of Bybit, one of the largest centralized exchanges in the world, being hacked for $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum. So that was not a good look for the entire crypto space. Last Friday morning, we saw Bitcoin getting back up above $99,000 per token before the news of that Bybit hack came out. And when that Bybit hack news broke, we saw Bitcoin dropping from 95,000 even as low as about 99,000 all the way as low as about 94.8, 94.9, and that dragged Solana and many of the other leading altcoins back down with it. You can see Solana at that moment was literally trying to retest and get back above this trend line and got knocked back down. We are making better moves today on the daily candle, back up above 173, approaching 174. So not looking too bad in terms of a bounce there, but that news definitely pulled us back just as we were starting to see Bitcoin and the larger market as a whole making a little bit of a move higher. So again, Solana being dragged through the mud here, but personally speaking, I'm finding this particular zone between 150 and 170. If we draw in a little bit of a channel here, even up as high as 175, going back down to about 150, I think, again, not financial advice, guys, do your own research. This is just one man's opinion, but I think this entire zone is a very nice buying zone for Solana, potentially before larger moves to the upside as we move into Q2, Q3, Q4 later this year. Again, not financial advice, but if you can be scooping up Solana between 150 and 170 per token, that is not a bad area to be scooping it up and lowering your cost basis, especially if you are purchasing here between 220 and 260. If you want to average that out, getting in this zone is not a bad area. We could come even lower. We could come as low as 140 potentially. We don't know what's going to happen in the short term, but I do still think there are many macro tailwinds brewing under the surface that are going to come into play later this year that will all bode pretty well for Solana's price action as we move through 2025. And again, as I was saying, from a strict fundamental perspective, I really don't think much has changed here with Solana. Its scalability, its blockchain prowess from a transaction processing perspective. Again, looking at the on-chain metrics, the green line here representing Solana's growth from a daily active addresses standpoint and a daily transaction standpoint over the past 1 year time frame, you can see the monumental growth that we've had with Solana going back to February of last year. So we were having, roughly speaking, 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 daily active addresses on the Solana network 1 year ago. Fast forward to Q4 of 2024, we were seeing days in excess of 5, 6, 7 million daily active addresses here for Solana by Q4 and moving into January. So essentially a 10x in terms of daily active addresses in a 1 year time frame. The amount of activity happening on Solana is phenomenal. And again, that's reflected in the daily transactions growing from, roughly speaking, 20 to 25 million daily transactions every day this time last February to consistently well above 50 to 60 million daily active transactions here in February of 2025. So very exciting stuff still happening on Solana from a fundamentals perspective, guys. I do think if we zoom out and look at the big picture, we are, potentially looking at Solana moving to much higher prices later this year. Again, not financial advice, guys. We've done other price prediction videos on the channel. You can check them out, but drop me a video below. Do you want an updated price prediction for Solana in 2025? Drop me a comment. Let me know if you want that. Comment price prediction in the comments below, and we will do an updated price prediction for Solana in the next couple of weeks. Finally, guys, today's video is sponsored by Femex, the most efficient crypto trading and investment platform. Come on over, check out Femex yourself. I'm going to leave a referral link down in the description of this video for you to check out Femex. There's a ton of bonuses if you deposit capital here to start trading. And yes, of course, you can trade Solana and use perpetuals and futures over on Femex for trading Solana as well. Not financial advice, guys. Again, do your own research. As always, if you enjoyed the content, it would mean the world if you smash that thumbs up button below, hit that subscribe button as well, smash the bell notification icon. And as I said at the beginning of the video, don't forget to grab your completely free copy, The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below the video. Grab it now, 100% free, and we'll catch you in the next one.